Zach Wesley, and he provided an exhibit, which you have, and I don't have I don't know what the next number is on this, actually. I think
It would be...
I'll let you look at that. I didn't bring everything with me.
There's an exhibit 9. There's an exhibit 11. My best guess is it's exhibit 12.
Okay, we'll say exhibit 12.
12.
So Zach Wesley did look at this, and he looked at the state law and broke it down into pieces. And basically what came out of it, the similar word being used here is latent. Lakes, estates, or ranch is considered an additional word that can be used over and over. It's just the word latent. And as he reviews the code, he's saying that as long as the party that is using the word latent agrees to it, allows it, and the blocking of that subdivision shows it as a continuation, then they can use latent ranch as the name and not latent lakes number 2. So based on that, it is acceptable that we can change the name to latent ranch subdivision.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Van Beek.
I did not participate in this, but I'm curious because this is a fairly obscure ordinance, and I'm still confused.
This in front of you that he submitted, I just want to clarify, is a statute.
Thank you.
Not an ordinance.
Okay, I appreciate that. Yes, so item 50-1307 is what we're talking about. But
50-1037.
1307.
1307. That's it. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's what I put on here. But if latent is the word and it's consistent like lakes number 2 or ranch, I'm confused why ranch wouldn't have been acceptable in the first place.
It's not the word ranch, it's the word latent.
Right, I understand, but you have latent lakes number 2 or latent. So if latent is in both of them, is what I'm saying.
Right.
And so if the suffix on that is immaterial, I don't understand the argument.
We got there to where you're at right now. What was understood previously was that you had to have a continuation of the subdivision name that it was adjacent to.
Okay.
And so they wanted to continue the Layton Lake Estates because it was adjacent to it and the same developer. But the exception that Dan is providing, that legal also helped us with, provides an opportunity for Mr. Layton to change the name to Layton Ranch.
And I appreciate that recap. So it seems fine and reasonable, the argument that was presented with the exceptions. Just a comment. I wanted clarification.
Yeah.
And Madam Chair, there's another exhibit provided by Mr. Layton, just demonstrating that the naming of Layton Ranch, and I'm just kind of looking at this old email, basically was reviewed by Chief Truminski at the fire department. They didn't have any issues with the name being Layton Ranch versus Layton State.
Perfect.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Van Beek.
One other thing, Dan, the caveat that I heard in there is that the block numbering had to continue from one to the other, and that's been agreed upon by all parties, correct?
The current plat that has been provided to you already has that blocking, because they did agree at first to go with Layton Lakes Estates number 2, so they did continue the blocking. So the blocking is fine, it's just at the time of final plat, they would need to change to Layton Ranch subdivision.
Thank you.
Which is what it started as. So it's called.
Mr. Layton, do you have any additional testimony?
No.
Okay.
Very happy.
All right. So, considering Exhibit 12 and Exhibit 13, is there any requested changes to the findings of fact, conclusions of law, conditions, and order for this subdivision? Or, actually, I need a motion to close public testimony if we don't have any additional questions.
Madam Chair, I move to close public testimony.
There is a motion and a second to close public testimony. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes to close public testimony. At this time with deliberation, are there any additions, changes, or support of this request?
Madam Chair, just real quick, I just want to say in the findings I provided for the Layton Ranch name, I added it was in the findings that the board did review this and consider it consistent with state law. So there is an added provision.
I saw that and I appreciate you adding that. Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Van Beek?
I just provided the input that I wanted to, given that I wasn't here for the initial hearing. I was curious about clarification on the code, but I'm gonna stay on the side and allow you and Commissioner White to deliberate that out. And I will support what the board decides as a whole.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner White?
I'm glad that we had the discussion. I'm glad that we took it up the ladder, and I'm glad that it's working out. As your word said, it's your legacy and to your family and that sort of thing. And so I'm very pleased with it. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I actually have one additional question I noted. In the conditional rezone, did we not remove condition 8?
There's no conditional rezone with this. This is a full rezone.
Oh, it's a straight rezone.
So we already signed the findings, the facts inclusion law for the rezone and the
Correct.
amendment. This is just to finish off the subdivision.
I think that there was discussion that condition 8 or the finding 8. This one's not a condition. Conditions of approval. 1 second. We did.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Yes. Okay. Yep. So I'm ready. I support this request. Had a lot of discussion on it in the previous meeting. I appreciate all the efforts that each party has brought to the table and support this request for the preliminary plat for Layton Ranch subdivision.
Okay, then if you're ready.
I'm ready.
I would move that we would approve the request by Trace Layton for preliminary plat approval of Layton Lakes.
Layton Ranch.
Layton Ranch.
Layton Ranch subdivision.
Okay. And case number SD 2020-0013.
Perfect. I will second that motion to adopt the findings, conclusions, conditions, and order for the preliminary plat. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes and your subdivision is approved.
There you go.
Thank you, and my kids, thank you.
They're too young to thank us at this point, but... Oh, no, it's the grandkids that are too young.
Yeah, 29 and 27.
Okay.
Give me a call when you're ready.
Was